Here is another staggering statistic. 79% of the young girls trafficked into the sex worker's life in the state of Wisconsin are from Milwaukee. Milwaukee has earned the reputation of being the Harvard of pimp schools.
And longtime advocate Dana World-Patterson, along with co-chair Andre Lee Ellis, Men for Men in the Demand campaign, are joining us this morning to talk about this new, different approach of getting the message out. And it's all about doing it in the barbershop. How did you come up with this concept?
The idea was birthed because we've been working with women and girls, victims of sex trafficking, for 9 years now. And a few years ago, I realized that if we really want to end human sex trafficking, it's going to have to be a holistic approach. And I began to think about it, pray about it, and I had favor with hustlers and pimps, ex-hustlers and pimps, and I was beginning to have the conversation with them. What brought them to the life? And I said, you know, if men talk to men about this devastation, I believe, and they will talk to men in a way that I don't necessarily want to hear about it.
Sure.
I believe that we can begin to change the narrative around human sex trafficking because men have a way of talking to men.
That just gets to the heart of the issue.
Exactly.
So Andre Lee, I could see you're very involved in the community. So did she approach you on this and say, you're in?
No, I think exactly what happens, Dana, was as I watched Dana in the community advocating for human trafficking, I became attracted to the fact it was a woman doing it, and I said, there needs to be a man president. So I think I approached Dana and said, I'd like to be the chairman and help. And I felt that was necessary because of my influence with boys and men in the community already.
So let's talk about how it works in the barbershop. What are the barbers doing? Who are the men who are having that first conversation about why this is a no-no?
Okay, so I'm leading the conversation, and I'm going in the barbershop near you, and we're going to talk about it because I think that men need to get informed first before they get involved, or they get them involved. And this is the pledge, and it's men for men, and that's what's going to happen.
So when we approach the men, we're asking them, do they know about it? Most men do. And so then we ask them to read the pledge, and when they read the pledge, if they agree with it, to sign it.
Exactly.
Some of the things on the pledge are?
Some of the things on the pledge are, I pledge to be a bystander, to be a, what is that? To be a bystander to human.
I pledge not to be a bystander to human trafficking, but to be a part of the solution. I pledge to speak out and not be a silent participant anymore. I pledge to learn the signs to identify when force, fraud, or coercion are occurring. I pledge that I will not purchase, sell, exploit, humiliate, or harm anyone.
And that's what I'm hearing today is speak out.
Exactly.
Talk about this. Obviously, that's what you're trying to do by end the demand.
Exactly.
But how hard is it?
Not easy for men to do. Men have a hard time. It's an embarrassing thing for them because we have been made ridicule of these things. We see the prostitute on the corner and she's just a girl over there doing it. Look at that girl. We don't know that that may be someone's daughter who was coerced into that position. She may not want to be there, but death looms over her.
And is that
head.
what is key? Because again, when you put it in that perspective, when you start to say your mother, your sister, your daughter, that changes the
Three
conversation.
other words, did you know?
Exactly, because we don't want it to, we don't want you to have to wait for it to be your mother, your sister, your neighbor, someone that you know. It's a human being. So it's someone's mother, someone's daughter, someone's sister. So this is important. It's someone's child. So from strip clubs to pornography, the entire conversation, it all affects and intersects with human trafficking. So if we can have men talking to men in a way that it changes the narrative, that they see it a little bit different, we believe that we'll begin to end it.
Now, one thing I do want to say, because I know that you are an advocate to the core on this issue, and before we end this segment, we're talking about Milwaukee, but it happens everywhere. And what is that one mantra that you say to everyone so that they all become a part of this conversation?
A victim in one less victim in Milwaukee is one less victim in the world. We're talking about 27 million women and girls.
Thank you for shedding a light on this very dark story. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Coming up,